Hi everyone, this is Troy Dreyer of StreamingMedia.com coming to you from Streaming Media East 2016. I'm having conversations with some of the thought leaders of the industry while we're here. Joining me right now is Joel Espelien, Senior Analyst for the Diffusion Group, one of the principal analysts of the new video economy. Joel is here talking about VR today. He's moderating a panel on virtual reality. I'm not a believer. Can you convince me, or are you not that big on it yourself? Where do you stand?
I mean, first, thanks. Great to be with you, Troy. I consider myself a VR realist. I think that, a part of the industry is way too optimistic about VR right now and thinking that it's going to be a massive media tomorrow. I think the other part of the industry is way too skeptical, thinking it's another 3D and it's going to die out in 6 months. I think neither is true. VR is real, but it's a marathon and not a sprint. It's going to take a long time to get mass adoption.
We're seeing so many content companies pouring money into VR efforts, trying to get people to use Google Cardboard and Oculus Rift and experience their content in virtual reality and 360. Is it going to pay off for them? Are they going to see returns on that investment?
Well, I think there's a lot of FOMO right now, right? Fear of missing out on VR. I think we're in a classic trial phase, right? I mean, we've lived through this, in the mobile industry when there was tons of trialing and piloting of mobile video before it turned into anything. This seems is kind of deja vu all over again with VR. I don't think most of these early pilots and trials are going to produce a real high ROI. But hopefully for those who do it well, it is going to produce some learning that may bear some fruit down the road.
So is it just about gaming right now, or are there entertainment things that are going to pay off?
I think gaming is the market maker, and why I think that's probably going to be important is you've got to understand that the early adopter VR user is a gamer, right? So you're talking about a young male demographic. I really puzzle when I see some of the kind of high culture travel type VR that looks like it's targeted to an affluent baby boomer type market. To me, that's not the VR market. So I think those that have done video content that's highly targeted, that could sort of easily cross over into that young gamer audience, is going to do a lot better.
And we're seeing a lot with concerts also, like You Are There experiences.
Yeah, another good one, right? I think it's got to be the right show, right? I'm not sure I'd do the Rolling Stones if I was going to target VR right now, because I don't think those people are going to put on a headset. But for the right acts, I think music is another good crossover, immersive type thing, right? It's the same type of people, especially by festival type stuff. Not necessarily traditional big stadium type stuff, but maybe things that are a little more organic, I think might be interesting.
Now for the hardware, who's going to win out? I've got 4 Google Cardboards at home that I never even use. Are we all going to be throwing out our cardboards in a few years and using other devices?
Yeah, well, fortunately those cardboards are recyclable, Troy. So they're environmentally friendly. I compare it to, I've been kind of revisiting sort of the early days of video game consoles, which was the area that I grew up in with as a kid. And you got to remember, we went through an entire generation of Atari 2600s, Intellivision, ColecoVision, my personal favorite, just the fact that I can pitch ColecoVision on here as a boost. But all those things then died out in the '82 video game crash, right? And including Atari went bankrupt, right? But yet, was the Atari 2600 successful in its day? Sure. I think that's absolutely where we're at with VR today. We're in the Atari 2600 era, where things can get big without necessarily being the long-term sustainable success.
I only threw away my Intellivision a year ago.
Someone threw it away?
Someone at Salvation Army got it.
Okay, well, great.
Someone got it in about 20 games, so I hope it found a good home.
Nice.
Well, thank you for joining me, Joel.
Always a pleasure, Troy.
This is Troy Dreyer coming to you from Streaming Media East.